Hello and welcome. I'm culinary rocker Johnny Ciao, and today we'll visit with a musician and producer from Woodstock, New York, who's got one foot in the past and the other foot planted squarely in the future. Aaron Professor Louie Hurwitz. Saying that Professor Louie and the Chromatics are carrying on the music and legacy of the band is an understatement. Many contemporary artists brag of the band's big influence on them. Louie, on the other hand, was intimately involved, spending years on the road with Rick Danko, co-producing and engineering later-day band records, as well as being mentored by fellow keyboard player Garth Hudson. His close friend, the late Rick Danko, eventually christened Hurwitz Professor Louie, in a way passing him the torch. Hi, Johnny Ciao with you here on Culinary Encounters. I'm so excited today because one of my great friends, cohorts, and music buddies is in, Professor Aaron Hurwitz. Louie, how are you?
Johnny, thank you very much. I'm doing great. Thank you so much. How are you doing?
Nice to see you. I'm doing great.
All right, all right.
Thanks for coming out to the kitchen today, and I'm going to make a nice kind of Italian Cajun dish.
Italian Cajun.
And it started off years ago as a pasta Fagiola in Italy, which basically was beans in pasta with a little garlic.
All right.
But I've kind of recreated it like I do with all my dishes. So today what we're going to do is we're going to do this pasta Fagiola. Maybe you can accompany me with a little bit of accordion today.
Yeah, well, it fits right in because the Italians, a lot of them came over from Italy to New Orleans and built the accordions, and it became a popular instrument in New Orleans, right? In Louisiana.
It sure did. Well, we're going to start this dish off here with a little bit of virgin olive oil. There you go. Nice olive oil. Okay. And our first ingredient is about a tablespoon of chopped ginger.
Okay.
And then we added shallot. Very simple dish to do here. Well, you know, maybe some people think simple, but for me, creating a dish is like composing a record for you. Because I put here now the olive oil, the ginger, and the shallot, kind of like the rhythm track.
You're spicing it up.
When you're making a record, right, you got to lay down the guitar, the bass, and the drums, right? That's the rhythm track. So that's what we're doing here. We're going to add a little bit of salt. I don't like to use too much salt, but we must add some salt to bring the flavor out. A little bit of some additional Johnny Ciao seasoning, which you can check out on my website, johnnyciao.com. And we got the jalapeno going in there.
You know, it's starting to smell good already, Johnny.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be good.
Oh,
so
man,
we're going to turn the flame down a little bit. We don't want to burn the jalapeno and ginger. Excellent flavors coming together here. When we come back, we'll continue with our shrimp fagiola, and we'll bring you to Siberia, where Professor Louie teaches the kids how to play the blues. So I'll add the stock, and then we'll have to add some water. Probably about 2 cups of water in most cases, but I'm only going to add about a cup. This is going to be like a cannellini stew. So we started off with the olive oil. We added some ginger, jalapeno, shallots, little water, and the stock.
All right.
And we're going to let that cook down now a bit more. And we're going to add our red bell pepper. Okay.
Now, Johnny, you got a place where people can look up the recipes that you're putting together?
Oh, yeah, they're out there on the website, the johnnyciao.com website, or any other. Actually, you can Google me, and there's plenty of websites out there with my recipes.
And you got this recipe in there?
This recipe could be in there, yeah, I'm not quite sure. We'll add a little bit of dried basil as well. We just added some dried oregano, a little bit of dried basil.
You know, it's my job to ask questions here. You know that.
Why not?
I'm getting ready to eat.
You can ask all the questions. Now,
I got to work up an appetite.
Obviously, you've carried the torch for the band because I've been a big band fan for many years, and you continue with that sound. You went to Siberia. Now, how did that all come about?
To make a long story as short as possible, it came by somebody wanting to learn how to sing and teach kids how to sing in English and put the right accents on the blues and learn about the blues and jazz singing, and they asked me to come over to teach and play shows with the musicians there.
Incredible. You know, we have some footage from that. We're going to go to that footage right now and show you a bit from Professor Louie in Siberia, teaching the kids the blues and all about music. So take a look at this stuff.
I like the way you walk. I like the way you talk. So let me hold your hand. Please understand.
That was one of the special groups, the Tweeners. The Tweeners are a group that travel all over the Soviet Union and all through Eastern Europe, putting on shows.
Right.
And teaching them how to sing Fats Domino and my song One More Day. They really picked up on it and did a great job.
Outstanding stuff. We're going
Thank
to
you.
show you more from Professor Louie, but in the meantime, we're going to continue this shrimp Fagiola, which is kind of like a pasta fagioli with shrimp and vegetables and herbs. So we started it off with olive oil. We added some shallots. We added some ginger. We added red bell pepper. We added some seafood stock. And now we're going to take our cannellini beans, which is kind of like a kidney bean, and we're going to roboku and kind of puree them. All right, and we add the beans right into the mixture that we created. So this is kind of like putting on the piano tracks now.
Okay, you're doing your overdubs.
We're doing
That's what they call your overdubs.
There you go, that's it, Louie.
Yeah, okay.
So we add the pureed cannellini beans into the mixture that we created. So we add just a tad of tomato. We don't want this to come out too tomatoey, but we have the pureed cannellinis with the mixture that we started. And the tomato. It's going to be wonderful because once you add the shrimp, the flavors all come together.
Give me one more day, just one more day. Come rock and roll me all over for just one more day.
We'll be back with more Professor Louie in Siberia and Professor Louie in the kitchen with me, Johnny Ciao, so don't go anywhere. And tell me about this train we're going to take a look at right now. What's the deal with this beautiful train?
Well, you know, the train, the city Novosibirsk is the middle of Siberia where the Trans-Siberian Railroads met, east to west.
Wow, that's beautiful, that train.
It's the gateway to China. And that's the whole city is built on when the trains got together.
That's incredible. I love this stuff. And so let's finish the dish.
Yeah, I'm getting really hungry. We got to get going here.
Smelling good, isn't it?
Yeah.
First, we're going to add the shrimp. Now, to recap this gorgeous recipe, we started off with some olive oil. We added some chopped ginger, fresh ginger. We added jalapeno, some shallot, bell pepper. We pureed the cannellini beans. We put those in with some stock, seafood stock. Now we're going to add our shrimp. This is about 1.5 pounds of medium to large size shrimp.
How long does that have to simmer, Johnny, before you put the shrimp in?
Well, I'd say about 20 minutes.
20 minutes,
You want
okay.
those cannellini beans to cook with the other ingredients
All right.
for about 20 minutes. Then we add the shrimp and my favorite ingredient, which are cardamom seeds. This cardamom came from India. A friend of mine was traveling through India, and all of a sudden I got these little packs in the mail. And I was going, what is this? And it had the Indian address on it and all. And she just sent me this delicious cardamom. It's incredible, so aromatic.
So can you get it here?
Oh yeah, you get cardamom at most stores. You can get them in major supermarkets.
Great.
And then we have some fresh basil, which we're just going to give a light chop to. Light chop to the fresh basil. And we'll add the fresh basil.
I'll give you a little chopping music.
Let me chop. Very good.
I'm trying to help you out, cook, because I can't cook, so I figured I'd help you.
Look at
out
that.
here.
All right, now all these flavors, primarily right at this stage now, you can shut it off and cover it. And the shrimp, because of the heat, will cook on its own. Delicious. Fabulous. Shrimp Fagiola. That was great stuff. You, Tom Bones Malone, the Chromatics at the New York State Museum. I loved it.
Thank you so much, Johnny, and thanks so much for having me on your show, and I'm getting ready to eat some food,
Well,
too.
thank you for being here, Professor
All right.
Louie. We're going to close it out now with little Professor Louie. Want to thank you all for being here on Culinary Encounters. So until next time, eat well and keep on rocking.
Hey, Johnny, let's cook! Let's cook! Let's cook!